Hello, I'm Tiffany Rose Goodyear. I'm so excited for you to join me on how to design your own diffuser. You've already purchased your Design Your Diffuser kit. You've opened it up. We will do a quick unboxing and station setup. In your kit, you'll receive the following items, but don't forget your pen. We didn't put one of those in there. So you'll have your booklet that will walk you through everything, your placemat, which you'll start by opening. That will be step one. You'll remove your 2 diffuser bottles and set them to the side. You'll get reed sticks, carrier oil, your fragrance materials, which are top notes, middle notes, and base notes, a set of blotters, and some instructions that are also on the inside of your box. So just go ahead and remove the packaging material. The first step to the setup will be removing your fragrance materials from their package. You'll have T1 to line up on your placemat, followed by T2 and T3. We'll move on to your middle notes, M1, M2, and M3. Now, the difference between top notes, middle notes, and bottom notes is the top notes are the smallest molecule, the middle notes are the heart of the fragrance, and your base notes are the biggest molecule and really ground your fragrance. I like to think about this as creating music. Using your top notes, middle notes, and base notes, you're here to create the symphony of fragrance. Once you've got all of your dram bottles on your placemat, you'll start to dip your fragrances using the blotters. Inside your blotter packet, you will see 18 blotters. Blotters are also known as fragrance strips. You might be familiar with these because you've gone to the perfume counter at Neiman's or Macy's and they've tested your fragrance on these. What you want to go ahead and do is just line up the fragrance strips to start with your bottles. You only need one set for this first setup. Again, it's T1 through B3. So when I refer to your fragrance materials from T1 through B3, this is exactly what I'm referring to. Now that we've got an idea of how to set it up, we're going to dip our fragrance strips into our oils. This is probably the most precarious part of the setup because I've seen it done before. You can spill these little bottles and really we want to avoid that. So what you want to do, again, T1 through B3, is open up your bottle, hang on to it, and dip the blotter about 1 inch into the fragrance. Give it a little tap. Hold on to it. Close your bottle. And then in order to avoid any of the fragrance oil from dripping onto your placemat, you're going to bend the fragrance strip where the bottom end meets the top end and then do it in the arrangement that you keep the branding up so that you see which one it is, and you'll go ahead and set that down in front of T1. You're going to do the same thing for T2, T3, T4, T5, B3. Okay, T1 through B3 using the same exercise, and we'll see you when it's finished. Now that we've got your set up as it were, you can set your fragrance bottle Ziplocs to the side. You can set your second set of blotters to the side. Your carrier oil, reeds, and diffuser bottles are already on the side. The next thing you're going to do is we're going to work through the exercise using your workbook. Open the workbook and get your pen ready for the next steps. I also want to point out that inside your box there is a picture of the setup and how to dip the blotters again and how to fold them in half, just in case you forget. Once you have your workbook open, we are now moving on to step 2. So step 2 is get to know your materials. So once you've opened the blotters and you've dipped fragrances, you will smell something, but what we're really going to do here is get to know our fragrances. We start from the top notes through the middle notes, and base notes. And as mentioned earlier, it has to do with the molecule size. And the reason why we do it from this way, from left to right, is because if you start with the base notes, it's much harder to smell the top notes if you work your way in the opposite direction. So based on the squares in your workbook, you're going to start with T1, T2, T3, M1, M2, M3, B1, B2, B3. You know the routine already. In order to smell your blotter, you're going to hold it by the bigger end, the end without the fragrance oil on it. And you're going to smell. You can waft it in front of you. You can smell it static in front of you. And hopefully this begins to get your memory and your emotions working. And what we want to do in T1 block is you want to write some of these memories that you may have associated with this fragrance. What season does it remind you of? Is there a color? Is there a shape? Is it round? Is it spiky? Does it glitter? Is it not your favorite smell? Is it your favorite smell? We don't want to know that. We just want to know if there's a memory that comes up or if it's a thing that reminds you of something. So for this to me smells crisp, enticing, and light. Then you'll move on to T2. Again, holding it by the bigger end. Smelling it. Sometimes when you smell with your eyes closed, you really focus on the fragrance. And I'm not going to say any more of these words because it's really for you to discover what they are. That's also the reason why we don't name your fragrances. We keep them in a code. You will be able to visit the website in order to get the fragrance key. So after you do this exercise, you'll be able to see what you smelled. And once we tell you what they are, you're not really smelling them in themselves. You're smelling whatever the memory, good or bad. So again, we're going to avoid using hedonistic words like, yes, I like it. No, I hate it. We're just describing the materials for what they are. Once you've done all of this through the M's and the B's, you will have completed the step 2 of the exercise. You don't smell this intensely every day, so you may be thinking, where are the coffee beans? We don't use coffee beans. It actually is a shock to your olfactory and doesn't allow you to smell more after that. So what we recommend, if you need a break from smelling, you can smell the inside of your elbow, the inside of your shirt, or go outside. And the reason why you smell yourself is because that's your true neutral, not coffee beans. Moving on to step number 3. Once you've smelled and filled out for all 9 fragrance materials, you're going to begin the blending process. Now, blending is when you have one or more fragrance and you are creating a third fragrance, which is different than either of their parts. Unlike the first smelling exercise, you're going to start by combining base notes and middle notes. And we do this because once you've combined your 2 base notes and middle notes, we'll add the top notes, which will be like the sparkle on top of the fragrance. So as outlined, you're going to start with B1, M1. And what that looks like is you'll grab B1 and M1 and smell them together. Oh, that's nice. And this time around, we are going to rate the fragrances, whether we like them, we don't like them, or they're neutral to us. And you have little smiley faces to indicate that. If you have a question about how to hold these, of course, it's in your box. So let's get to blending. My next one is going to be B1 and M2. And smell those together. And again, this isn't my personal favorite, and this is totally subjective. You may like it, but your neighbor, your best friend, your boyfriend may not like it, but it's not because you did something wrong. It's just because it's your preference. So for the first one, I would say I liked it. The second one, me, neutral. I'll do one more with you, and then you guys are off to the races. I'll choose B3 and M1 to do next. Again, you can kind of do this in any order that you want. This is just the order we suggest you do it in. So M3 and B3. Ooh, I really like that one. This is getting a super yes for me. What you're going to try to do in this part of the exercise is you're going to narrow down your combination of base notes and middle notes to pick your favorite combination. So for me, based on what I did so far, I'm going to do B1, and M1, along with this super favorite of mine, B3 and M3. So in order to move to step number 5, you have selected your fragrances. It's easier if you rewrite them. And you're going to take your 2 favorite blended base notes and middle notes and then add each top note to that to create your own custom fragrance. Again, you choose 1 top note, 1 middle note, and 1 base note in order to create a complete fragrance. So I will take B1 and M1 to demonstrate. You'll take your B1, your M1, one of my favorites. Again, remind yourself what it smells like, and then we'll add T1 to that. So this is T1, M1, and B1, and you hold the 3 fragrance strips together, and you smell. Again, smell is about molecules. So in order to really get those molecules into your nose, you want to get them off of the sticks, and sometimes just giving them a little tap helps with that process. Now that combination is not my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a thumbs down. So what we're really doing is we're really narrowing down our options. And again, this is where your final selection is going to be made. So you either like it or you don't like it. You'll go on to the next top note and do that same action. Ooh, this I really like. You can already just tell by the look on my face. You either like it, you don't like it. So I'm going to go ahead and like this one. We'll go to the final T. Don't like that one at all. So I'm going to go ahead and give that one a thumbs down. So I have one option that I know I love, and I will pick my second favorite combo, the M3 and the B3, and do the exact same exercise of adding top notes to it. God, there's something in there I really like. T1. Not my favorite. I'll wait to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. T2, heck yeah, thumbs up all day long, which makes this T1 a thumbs down. And finally T3 with this combination. I like it, but I certainly don't like it compared to this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold these and then compare the other favorite fragrance of mine to really narrow it down. So I said that my thumbs up were B3, M3, and T2. Yes, please. And then again, T2 with M1 and B1. So this is a little complicated. You can hold them however you want, but the idea is that you smell both of them separately. Oops, you can drop them, you can pick them back up. It's all good. So I picked clearly I really like T2. So T2 I picked with this combination of M3 and B3, like that one, and then I'm going to compare it to T2 with B1 and M1. You know I like this one better. No judgment here. So I'm going to choose for my final selection B3, M3, and T2. Next, we will name our fragrances. Now, this is a fun little exercise. It's not necessary to complete your diffuser by doing this, but it is fun. So I'm going to name mine. Mine has a sort of gourmand, warm, cozy feel to it. So I'm going to call it Cozy Couch. Cozy Couch in the Fall. Love it. That is the name of my fragrance. Why? Because why not? And I get to choose it. Finally, once you've named your fragrance, again, which is optional, we'll move on to making your actual defragrance. I just said defragrance. Defragrance diffuser. Diffuser fragrance in the diffuser bottles. Now that we've made our final selection, we are going to go ahead and make our diffusers. So what you're going to do is take one of your diffuser bottles, unscrew it, as shown. You're going to put one of your carrier oil bottles, just one, into that diffuser bottle, as shown. Now, a carrier oil is necessary because a 100% fragrance oil can be too strong. So what the carrier oil does, there's alcohol in it, and it actually helps suck up the fragrance through the reed diffusers, and that's really what diffuses the fragrance through your home. So necessary item. Also, these fragrances are not for your body. We highly discourage rubbing them on your body, making a tincture out of them, using them as wood polish. They are specifically made for reed diffusers, and that is what our recommendation is. So as we recall from the last step, my favorite, what was it called? Cozy Couch in the Fall fragrance was B3, M3, and T2. So you're going to take your dram bottles, open them up one at a time, and pour them into your carrier oil, into the fragrance bottle. You want to get as much oil out, obviously, as you can because you love your fragrance. And you're going to stop. It doesn't matter which order that you go in here. You can do middle note, base note, top note, or whatever, because now you're combining them. Again, get as much fragrance oil as you can get out of the bottle. I would recommend reclosing them because you don't want these little oils to spill on your wood furniture or anything else you may have. All right, so we are on our third fragrance. Now, I'm going to give you two options for the following. You can either take one of these bottles. You got to be good about this or you're going to get oil everywhere, or it's going to be a little bit more difficult if we use a plug. But again, either way, I would take one of your leftover Ziplocs and kind of hold the top and just circle it. This will ensure that you're mixing without having to put the plug in, which I'll show you how fun that is in a second, or spilling it anywhere, but you're again mixing the ingredients. You're going to take the cap, go ahead and put that on your bottle. And in just a moment, I will show you how to add the reeds. But before I get there, I'll show you how the plugs work. Now, the plugs were built for traveling. And if you are gifting this to somebody, you definitely want to stick the plug in. You can already see how fun it is to get in there. Fun. It's even more fun to get out of there. So again, if you're traveling somewhere, if you're uncomfortable, if you're worried about the, mixing, pretend it's a margarita or a martini. And you can do it by hand that way. If you choose to put the plug in and you want to shake it up with wild abandon, you may do that. Again, the trick here is getting the plug out. You can use a pair of scissors and put it on either side of the plug, pop it out. You can use a pen or even a screwdriver works better, but I will show you how to do it with a pen. So the plug is in there. You can take this bottom part of a pen, a big pen, any pen, maybe not a Sharpie because it has sort of a rounded bottom, would work. And you want it from the inside out using leverage. Get that plug out of the thing. Okay, this is a laborious, difficult task, but not impossible. See, it's starting to come up. This is why maybe not using the plug is recommended, but I want to show you how you do it. Okay, see, it is coming out, folks. And again, that's best to use. It's fun times, just as I thought it would be. It's coming, guys. This is why we would encourage you not to use it, but it isn't totally impossible. All right, so how do you put your reed sticks in the diffuser? You're going to take about half the bundle of the reed sticks. You're going to put it inside the diffuser, and it's recommended that you wait for 1 to 2 minutes until it starts soaking up. We'll pretend those 2 minutes have happened already. What you're going to do is you're going to flip your diffuser reeds. And again, you want to do this either over your placemat or a safe area because you can drip a little bit. But if you're very careful and gentle, you'll take them out, you'll replace them into the bottle, and that, my friends, is how you design your own diffuser. When you want to refresh your fragrance, what you'll do is you'll just flip the sticks. The more often you do it, the more your house will smell, but also the more that the reed diffuser will suck up into the reeds and you will use it more quickly. Step number 10, ladies and gentlemen, you have all these fragrances left. You have an extra reed diffuser bottle. You got an extra bottle of carrier oil. And with the fragrances that remain, we encourage you to make a second diffuser. We've included a second set of fragrance strips, and you can have 2 of these in your home. If you decide to do it now or later, again, it doesn't matter, but we are so excited that you joined us for this. We would love to hear your feedback, and If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you again, and we hope you enjoy your custom fragrance.